tend to disagree with certain situations. If you go watch Devin Haney and Linares fight, he was a stepper. He was a stepper, and he was right in one place, and that's actually what he do. And it's another negativity, which I'm going to say out loud now because he can't fix it because it's too late. He marches. He's a marcher. He's a marcher. Go watch his feet. He marches. If anybody know what a march is, that's how he gets his tempo.
Yeah, I know what he is. I ain't going to let out the game plan.
But listen. I don't care about it now because ain't nothing they can do about it.
He really must not care. If you guys can remember when I talked about it a few weeks ago, and somebody asked me because they didn't understand what I was saying, and I didn't elaborate because I knew it was beyond their understanding at the current time. And I told them my problems with Devin Haney in this fight. And I'm gonna let you listen to it. Like I said, it's 3 things that made me step away from Devin Haney. And I told you, that's his feet, his inability to stop that left hook, and his punch resistance.
They can't adjust now.
They can't adjust now. They can't fix it.
Now, when I brought up his feet, he didn't understand because to most of these people out here, they think Devin Haney got the superior feet. And I'll be like, man, y'all tripping, bro. Devin Haney don't got the superior feet. The reason why I said that because I've always hated Devin Haney's feet. And what Brian Norman Sr. is talking about is exactly what I've been saying. And that's what a lot of people who peep boxing, who peep game, who analyze these dudes, they see it too. And he must not have cared because I wouldn't have let that out. You know what I'm saying? But he really must think, well, he right. He right. They can't do nothing about it. Because I'd have been adjusted that, but I don't think they can. But this is the thing. Not only when he's saying when he marches, when he steps, he needs that for momentum. But let me tell you something else about somebody that does that. That means that their patterns are predictable. That means that you could have a punch there when they're getting ready to place their feet and catch them off guard, and then catch them off balance, pop them, and then they fall. That's the same thing that happened to him in the Ryan Garcia fight. The other thing like that, his legs is just fucking clunky.
He's a marcher.
Even the people he had in his camp.
Even the people he had in his camp. Nobody noticed it. Listen.
Not only that, that march stepping in sports science, I could tell you that this is based in. This is exactly why his punches don't have no power. Because it don't come from the arms. It comes from the legs and the hips. And if you steady marching, you can never plant that and get that power off because it's got to be grounded. Okay? You got to get the kinetic linking. This is why he can't hit that hard. Y'all research it. Go look it up. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need to do.
To me, he had all of these people. Nobody noticed it. Nobody picked up on that front foot jab. Nobody picked up on that marching. He picks his feet up, put them down. Pick them up, put them down. That's a marcher. That's how he gets his tempo.
All right. The other thing is he's too linear. All right. Anybody, unless he can shut it down, and he can shut it down with a good jab, which he has, but he's been abandoning it kind of lately. Anybody that can take up angles on Devin Haney is going to give him a problem. If you can nullify that jab, that's if he chooses to use it. You know, but he's not lying about what he's saying.
Right.
See,
right.
People think they know boxing. You don't. The people in the chat think, no, you don't. He's a marcher. That's how he gets the tempo. That tempo can be breaking the tempo. That's what he does. He steps up. He picks up. He pick him up, put him down. Pick him up,
Bill
put him down.
Haney's in the chat.
He pick him up, put him down. Oh, good. I hope Bill Haney in the chat. Because guess what, Bill Haney?
I have to train Devin in the lab. We working while you train.
Yeah, you better. You better get your ass up.
I'll see you in Saudi, Mr. Senior.
You better get your ass.
And the new Devin, the dream.
You better get your front foot. Listen, you better get your front foot heavy ass motherfucking son on. It's too late.
Now, back to what I was saying about feet. You know, the feet is everything. You fight with your feet. Your defense is with your feet. Okay? Footwork wins fights. It's just a fact. So if I don't like your feet, I don't like you. Okay? You got to have good feet. All good fighters have good feet. That's why all the good fighters, good dancers. You see it. Bruce Lee, Usyk, Crawford, they all got a little two-step to them. They like movement. You got to have good feet. Now with this, you see, when you look at Brian Norman's stance, you know what I'm saying? When you look at his center of gravity, you know what I'm saying? When you look at his feet, you can see why he generates power, don't you? You can see it in his feet, in his legs, in his stance. He can generate power. You see why he hits hard. All right? His power is generated from the ground up. This is why I always say Wilder never punched as hard as he could have. That's what I meant. But, you know, we never get to go into these aspects. But anyways, there's also another element to it, and that's the psychological side. Okay. So we're going to use Timothy Bradley to explore that realm.
I think he's a ruined fighter. Damaged goods, absolutely. He hasn't recovered from that Ryan Garcia fight at all. And it showed in that last fight. You got a guy like Ramirez, bro. Slow as molasses. He can punch a little bit. A little bit. But the way you was running laps around that ring, bro, for 2.5 minutes at a time, bro, come on. That tells me right there, you don't want to get hit, you don't want to get touched, you don't believe in your chin, you feeling something different in training camp, you're not being honest with yourself, you're not being honest with, you know, your father, you know what I'm saying? And you really don't want that smoke.
I'm going to continue to let them break this conversation down, but I'm going to lay it out beforehand. This is one of those aspects that I be talking about where you depend on people in the game that know the game to give you game, and then they don't. So I'm not sure what Timothy Bradley angle is. But anyways, to all us that's in the boxing like that, after a certain point, we knew that that was part of the game plan. I was just shocked that so many professionals, even Antonio Tarver, didn't understand what Devin Haney was doing inside of the ring. You know, I did not get that, and I did not like that. But I understood that that was the game plan. And when it comes down to it, they were just out there to try to get the win. You know, and it was important to get that win because, let's face it, Devin Haney's career and reputation and brand was on the line when it shouldn't have been with something that is illegal. So if they went in there and just tried to etch out a win and just get a win for that one time, and they wasn't the main event, no way, and they didn't care, and everybody was talking shit about them, and they knew that they just needed to get the win, I'm not minding them handling business like that. I can't say that I do. No, I can't say that. I understood it. Now, it leaves a hole in this whole Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney scenario. But I'm going to let them go ahead and run through it. But to anybody that knew boxing, you could tell that that was part of the game plan. Now, whether you accept that or whether you think that is running, that's irrelevant, because at the end of the day, it was very clear to me that they just wanted to get the win. And I didn't mind it for that time, because after what happened in the game and what they did with Ryan Garcia, with nobody giving a fuck and stuff like that, how could we fix our lips to complain about how he fought when somebody just fought him with PEDs and they didn't say a fucking peep?
Well, you know, I spoke to his father about that. He said that was the game plan. He said that he was the one that implemented that game plan himself, not Sugar Shane Mosley. And he said that Devin followed the game plan to a T. When I gave Bill Hank some pushback on it, Bill said that, hey, look, that was the sweet science. It's not rock and soccer. I say, Bill, I've been watching boxing a long time, and I do understand that, you know, you made the world champion in your son, but I know the sweet science. So, you know, there's many different aspects of it. You felt that he was running. A lot of people felt that way. Some people said that Devin Haney, you know, he didn't want to get punched. Like you said, and that was obvious. I think the telltale sign of it was his eyes looked kind of wide in the ring, but that was one fight. Is it safe to call Devin Haney a runner just based on one fight? I mean, that was just one fight, Tim.
And now you have reached the center of the Tootsie Pop. What makes this whole thing interesting to somebody like me is the truth is we do not have enough data. That's the whole thing about this fight. Yeah, we can do styles and stuff like that, but it's other elements to play. Some we touched on today. But we do not have enough data. Why? Because truthfully, we all needed to see Devin Haney in one more fight before a fight like this one. But Devin Haney is so courageous. Devin Haney is so driven. Devin Haney is just running through the game that he took on something like this. And this is what makes it interesting, because you don't know. Because we don't have enough data. Now, although Timothy Bradley was wrong, I guess that could be your opinion if he's wrong. It depends on how much you know. But there is some fear and there is some weakness that is being sifted out that is not made up. It's actually there. And it's the threat of not being able to defend this left hook that's in Devin Haney's head. That's what Ryan was playing with him with right here. You could tell he knows he wants to land that left hook. And as long as somebody knows that he's worried about that hook, they can play with him like Ryan did. Therefore, can't set up, can't think. You know what I'm saying? You can't set up your offense and what you trying to do or whatever and whatnot, because you too busy trying to defend that left hook. But if you look, he starts off, he feints him. He knows he's scared of it. He feints him. So Ryan Garcia throws the 1, 2, 3. All right. He gets the one off on Devin Haney, but not the rest. Now, Devin Haney is so fearful of that hook, he just drops down because he knows it's coming. All right. So Ryan Garcia kind of manhandles his head a little bit and then tosses him to the side. Now, this is the part to come in when they talking about Devin Haney's feet and he's clunky and he marches and stuff like that. Now, this is the thing. Number one, when he catches Devin Haney, you know, look how he catches him. He catches him stepping in. All right. Now, the other thing, when I was talking about the linear, he's too linear. Watch when he lines up with Ryan Garcia. OK, there go the line right there. I mean, when Ryan Garcia hits him with this hook, watch his feet. Ryan Garcia steps offline and hits Ryan Garcia with that hook because he's expecting him to be in a place that truthfully he's not. That's why I say if you spin Devin Haney and catch him on a spin, you can get him because his legs can't keep up with him. This is what I'm talking about, that he's too damn linear, you know? So when he hits him with that hook was thrown offline. Devin Haney is too forward, back, left, and right. You know what I'm saying? There's no real movement. Now, I know that kind of differs from, you know, the ring around the rosy that he did in the last fight, but that's not really, you know, Dev Haney. That's why I say it's going to depend on what type of style of fight. And if he can do it in that style, then that would mean he add another wrinkle. But other than that, it's going to have to be a boring style in order to defeat him because, you know, you worried about that hook. You know, but the fear is there and these elements are there and this stuff is real. We just needed another fight to really find out what was really what. So it's kind of a coin toss up at the end of the day. Therefore, this entire fight depends on Devin Haney, what he does and what game plan that he has. Can he beat him? Yes. But can he get over these elements or some of these elements that we just talked about? That's the mystery. OK, that's the center of this whole thing. That's what nobody really knows. That's what makes this fight really kind of unpredictable at this point, because when you don't know the state of another man, now I can say this, Brian Norman Jr.'s morale is very strong. The way he speaks himself, his posture, everything's very strong coming off him. So it's a lot of belief. It's a lot of momentum. And you have to look at it like this. His career has took a turn maybe in a way that he never thought it would. And he's put himself right up here in the thick of things. You think he want to leave? You think he just want to gracefully bow out? Now, that's another element. A person's will, a person's character, all these things on the line. It's a lot to consider. That's all I'm saying. But Devin Haney should win, but that's the stuff that we're talking about. And that's what makes this interesting. And when you got two young guys like this is the thing. Devin Haney's going to need strength and power to really handle this. But if Devin Haney can take a punch and handle his punches, this has the potential to be a classic fight. If Devin Haney can hold in there and remain strong, this has the potential to be a classic fucking fight. Two young lions, real animosity with the father. It's a lot of, this is almost like the perfect storm, you know? But anyways, tell me what you think. Like, comment, subscribe,